Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So a lot has happened here over the past few days, and if you remember my last video, I cut a tree down, I pulled it out with a backhoe, and then I picked up as big of a log as I could out of that tree with the backhoe, and it did pretty well. Well, I was out there a few days ago finishing cutting up that tree, rolling firewood rounds into the bucket and bringing them back to the woodshed, when I went to pick one up over the lip of the tractor that was on the ground, and while I was bent over, I felt something snap in my back, and I have had trouble walking the past couple days. And so I went to the chiropractor yesterday, and we know for sure that my pelvis is out of line, and there may be some other things as well, and it could have been caused by riding in the tractor as much as I have been this past month. But like I told you guys, I have one more test to do, and I think it's not wise for me to try to do it. So I have my brother-in-law coming down right now, and he's going to do it for me while I film. All right, so we're going to do this last test. I got my brother-in-law here. He's going to drive the tractor for me, keep me from hurting my back anymore. And what I want to do is prove yay or nay if that fuel filter is going to be okay. This one down here. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take off this front bucket. I was going to take off the front end loader completely, but with the way I am right now, I'm just going to take off the front bucket. Then he's going to raise up the front end loader so it's up out of the way, so that it's not protecting this fuel filter at all. And then what I want him to do is, I got a pile of logs here, and then he's just going to focus on that right side, and we're going to drive over it about 20 times, I think. And as you can see, there's different limbs and stuff sticking up, so if it's still good after that, when he drives forward and backwards, it should prove that it's going to be okay. Okay, down, good. All right, got the bucket off. Put that up. So he's just going to raise that up so it's out of the way. That's good there. That's good right there. Yep. All right. Okay, so there's the fuel filter, and I gotta say, you was hitting it pretty good. Yeah. A couple times, both of the front tires are up off the ground. But yeah, right there with the front axle being there, nothing ever came close to that fuel filter. And not only this, I mean, we tested this before when I was brush hogging. I went through some thick stuff and nothing has hit that fuel filter. You know, there's going to be something that happens with somebody where a log's going to just jam in there, I'm sure, but for the most part, I think that thing is protected, and especially if they put another bracket there on the front, I think it's going to be just fine. But most of those logs right there, I mean, there were some branches off of it, but I got another pile out in the other field, and Craig wants to try it. So we're going to go out there and we'll go over it a few times, see if anything happens. Okay, he's going to hit this. There's some more jagged pieces in here. We'll see what happens. Alright, so there's the fuel filter. Nothing ever came close to it. And especially when you're going forward, this front axle is protecting it. And nothing ever came close to it. I think the only way you would ever hit that, possibly, is when you're backing up. So if they ended up putting a bracket on the back and the front, I think this thing's safe. And we didn't get to do it 20 times because he broke this up pretty quick on that run. But yeah, I think that proves that it's pretty well safe. Like I said, I put it through some thick stuff and there's no marks on it. Well, I gotta say, I'm glad he came out after seeing all the bumping and jumping around he was doing in the tractor. But we're at 98 hours, so he's gonna do some work for the rest of the afternoon for the next 2 hours and get us up to 100 hours. So those two tests were the best things that I could think of to try and knock off that fuel filter or put a dent in it, and nothing happened. I really do think that thing's protected, and once they put brackets around it, I don't think there's going to be anything to worry about. So thankfully my brother-in-law is going to finish us up here with the hours. Between him and my father-in-law, they put on about 20 hours themselves to help me out whenever I couldn't do it, and I'm really thankful that he's helping me out right now because I'm just not physically able to do it. And since we're talking about my father-in-law and brother-in-law, this is what they've been working on whenever they've come out here to help me. They've been trying to dig out this stump. And if you remember when I had the MT232 here last fall with a backhoe, I tried digging this out too. Well, they made further progress because they were able to dig out down this way more than what I was able to. But in the end, what this turned out being was just a time-consuming project trying to use a backhoe, because the backhoe would eventually get too hot to where they couldn't do anything with it, especially the day that they ran it for 6 hours. But LS is going to fix that. They're going to put a hydraulic oil cooler in the tractors, so that shouldn't be an issue anymore. But that's why we did the testing, and it was good to see that one whenever they was trying to dig this stump out. But this is just a massive stump, and it's just going to be hard no matter what to get this stump out. But I hope you like this series of videos of us testing it. I tried to do my best. I'm going to make a recap video showing everything that we did, so be sure to stay tuned for that, and then maybe that's one that you could share with somebody that's looking for a tractor, and it'll have all the projects that we did with this tractor. So I hope you like these videos. If you did, hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with what we do next with the next tractor coming. And until next time, thanks for watching.